Hi, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Law Chats with John and Amy. I'm John Julian.
And I'm Amy Poliafico. This week's question is, what is custody in a divorce?
In Massachusetts, there are two types of custody. There's legal custody and there's also physical custody. So I'm going to start out just talking about legal custody. Legal custody refers to which parent has the decision-making authority over major issues such as religion, health decisions, and education decisions. So the majority of cases have it that the parents have joint legal custody, which means neither parent has sole decision-making authority, and that both parents need to be involved in any decisions regarding religion, health, or education of the child or children. However, if someone has sole legal custody, if one of the parents has sole legal custody, then that parent is going to have the right to make decisions unilaterally concerning religion, health, and education concerning the child or the children. Amy, can you talk about physical custody and what that refers to?
Sure. Physical custody means who has the kid day to day at their house, what house the kid is sleeping at, that kind of thing. So typically, like legal, there's two. There's shared, where both parents have the kid or children roughly equally half the time at each house. Or there's a primary parent, which is, I think, like going back 20 years to kind of what was more traditional. One parent has the child the majority of the time, 70% roughly, and 30% of the time the other party has the parent. Once you figure out what your physical custody situation is going to be, then you're going to figure out your parenting plan, and that is literally who has the kid every minute of the day, every day of the year. So that's your day-to-day schedule, your vacation schedule, and your holiday schedule.
It would be nice if in every situation the parents could work out legal custody and the physical custody and the parenting plan, but oftentimes that's a major problem and a major contention in a divorce. And that means ultimately a judge is going to have to make a decision if the parties can't, and oftentimes that may mean that the court gets involved by appointing a GAL, which is a Guardian Ad Litem, whose role is to investigate the situation, talk to both parents, ultimately talk to the child or children involved, talk to some what they call collateral contacts who are familiar with the parties and the child or children, so that this Guardian Ad Litem can write up a report for the court with recommendations as what he or she believes would make the most sense and be in the best interests of the child or children. So a Guardian Ad Litem oftentimes is utilized to help deal with these disputes between parents who are really struggling in trying to determine what should be the custody arrangement or parenting arrangement.
So John is actually a Guardian Ad Litem, so I think we'll probably do a podcast later on where I'm asking him all sorts of questions about the process and how he makes decisions and how he makes recommendations. So if you have questions about that, feel free to email us.
Okay, and this seems like a good place to end for today.
Thanks for joining Law Chats with John and Amy. We look forward to chatting with you again next week. If you have a question or comment, feel free to email us at info@julianlaw.com. Remember that Law Chats with John and Amy is intended as a general reference and considered general advertising, and listeners should check for changes to any applicable laws and consult with an attorney on any legal issue. The information provided does not constitute legal advice, and any thoughts or commentary by the podcasting lawyers is provided as a service to the community and does not constitute solicitation of legal advice. The lawyers in the law firm of Julian & Associates PC make no warranties and disclaim all liabilities for damages resulting from its use. Nothing provided in the podcast should be considered a substitute for advice from counsel. No attorney-client relationship is formed by listening or participating in this podcast, and in the event that the podcast receives emails about the subject matter, no attorney-client relationship is created via the email communication.